The girl only took the female director's hand. The next second, she saw that the female director would marry the CEO in the future. But in the end, she would be killed by the CEO and the girl's best friend working together. And the girl, who worked as the female director's assistant, would also be killed by her best friend just like in her previous life. At that moment, the female director brought over a property transfer agreement. She wanted to give half of her property as the daughter of the richest man in the country to the CEO as a wedding gift. Seeing this, the girl immediately claimed that there were loopholes in the transfer agreement that needed fixing, and took the agreement away right then and there. But she knew that if she wanted to stop her love-struck director from marrying the CEO, she had to make the director see the CEO for who he really was. So the girl turned around and secretly followed the CEO. Sure enough, she saw the CEO buying quite a few gifts for her best friend. He even drove her best friend to the company personally to win over the colleagues and isolate the director. Her best friend immediately gave out those gifts to the colleagues, using the title of CEO's wife. Seeing this, the colleagues were completely convinced. They all started currying favor with her best friend, hoping that she would put in a good word for them with the CEO. Only the girl knew the truth. Though, the CEO had only climbed to his current position with the female director's help. The real power player in the company was none other than the director. Instead of exposing her best friend directly, the girl walked over with a look of feigned shock and raised her doubts. She challenged her best friend, an incompetent employee who had nearly been fired by the director just recently, how she could possibly be the CEO's wife. Upon hearing this, her best friend was left tongue-tied. The colleagues also began to grow suspicious because of this. Taking advantage of the situation, the girl added that, unless her best friend could get the CEO to say it to everyone in person, much to the girl's expectation, her best friend took the bait. She immediately announced that the CEO would treat everyone to lunch at noon, and by then, it would be crystal clear whether she was really the CEO's wife or not. What she did not know was that she had already fallen right into the girl's trap. The girl turned around and handed the secret recording she had just made to the director. Only then did the director find out about the inappropriate relationship between her fiancé and her best friend. Right away, she not only gave the girl a raise of $5,000 in salary on the spot, but also decided to go to the restaurant where her best friend had arranged the lunch to see for herself. To their surprise, as soon as the girl and the director arrived at the hotel, they saw a group of colleagues crowding around her best friend, praising her for being generous and well-connected, for treating them to such an upscale place. Although the director chose not to expose her best friend directly, the girl could no longer hold back her anger. She lashed out at her best friend, saying that she pretended to be indifferent to money on the surface, but in reality, she was just a gold digger who spent men's money. Her best friend was left feeling extremely embarrassed by the accusation. On the contrary, the colleagues all scolded the girl for being jealous of her best friend. They even claimed that people like her and the director would never be able to afford a meal at such a fancy place in their entire lives. Just then, the hotel manager walked over. Seeing this, the colleagues instantly assumed that he was coming over to greet her best friend. Her best friend also stepped forward right away to say hello. However, the manager pushed her aside without hesitation. He walked over to the director humbly, offering to personally serve her and the girl.